I'm free. And then it's expressing freedom too, which we have to be thankful for all these things. Yes. And I was the only reason I knew all this, you guys know, but the listeners might not, is because my grandma was a Holocaust survivor, right? So she taught me to be so thankful. So I wanted to show people to also be thankful. So this is the conglomerate of all of these things. And then there's even more great influence, like my brother, who was coming out as gay before even same-sex marriage was legal and stuff. So I had to see his confidence and learn to show my pride even. Yeah. And then, you know, so it's like all these things came together for Spandy Andy, right? It wasn't, it's quite the story, but
yeah, it's perfect. I love that.
What were you doing prior, and what made you switch from what you were doing to dancing?
Okay, yeah, good questions. Luckily, I because I was into computers, that really helped with the transition into becoming Spandy Andy, because the tools that we have today that we're using right now to chat allowed for entrepreneurs and new businesses to come flourish. So I was able to offer this niche, like entertainment business of Spandy Andy, to even do birthday parties or do an event or do whatever I could. I tried out for So You Think You Can Dance Canada, which got me like national exposure. Keeping it tight and bright.
What does Spandy Andy do for a living?
I'm a superhero.
And now, do you have any superpowers?
I have the power of positivity.
He's on a mission to spread happiness to all of mankind.
Did you see that?
Hold on to your spandex, Canada. Spandy Andy is back.
Last season, he let it all hang out.
You know what I mean?
Well, we've seen you've been working on your thrust. It looks very nice. Yeah, thrusting very well. Wow, you're branding yourself. Smart guy.
So, those are pictures?
Oh, yeah, that was my card in case you guys needed to get a hold of me later. And then that got a bunch of people to my website, and they're like, hey, can you come to our staff party and do this and that? And it just kept growing and growing. And then Marineland saw me on Wipeout Canada and brought me over to Ontario, right? So yeah, I started in computers and I ended up on the internet. So it kind of makes sense.
Which naturally lended itself into your journey of like creating content, right? I think your life definitely changed. I know you got on TV, but you had one tipping point with a viral hit kind of your special style of dance, that all the TikTok videos now, they're all based on, you're one of the OG, like dance crazy to an upbeat song. Like TikTok's whole formula is based off of your viral hit. Like,
yeah, it's insane. It's crazy how
I'm sorry, keep going.
No, I was just thinking, yeah, it's almost like I was up ahead of the curve, even with webcams with my brother and I. We were always trying to do like online shows, but like before even YouTube. So it's crazy.
I gotta publicly give you these flowers too. But you're so right. I want you to keep running. But when I met Spandy, hi Ben, I love you. When I met Spandy, I was actively pursuing stand-up comedy. So I was really in the, I got to see the elbow grease to like respect with somebody modality. And you paired the online presence and content creation with the daily hustle. Because when you started dancing, for those of you that don't know, haven't heard me talk about Spandy before, I've known him. Spandy's my second longest relationship next to Winnie. And before we became friends, we had a fun day of a dance off one day on Robson Street in Vancouver. But I would see this guy at English Bay, the beach area, every day busking years before I busked. In fact, me busking was taking a page out of Spandy's book. He was down there when did you make that switch to dance outside? Because then that was your viral content that you ended up doing in Australia. Did you shoot that in Australia? That transition is fascinating me, because that's what made you a star in my eyes. The fact that you were really out there busking and doing this brand.
Nice, right? So I was around street performing a bit all throughout this journey, but yeah, when I got to Marineland, that was 2011, and then that's when I first started performing for international audiences, because that's a place where tourists come. So then I was doing 5 shows a day, 5 days a week. So that was where I was like really lucky and able to hone my craft with audiences that don't even speak English per se. So I used the language of dance to communicate.
But you were busking before you got hired by Marineland,
Yeah.
weren't you? Like in Vancouver.
Yeah, so it's true. I'd always been busking. So yeah, you're right. I'd been busking because I realized it was a way to get paid to practice, honestly.
Yes, that
Nice.
That is
That's
because we talk
badass.
about a lot on this show. We have a lot of listeners who are artists who want to go full time. So as much as I can squeeze value out of my brilliant friends to say what was the act, because those are the real decisions. The viral hits and the clients are in between, right? They're the big pillars that happen, the noticeable. You were one of my collaborations that was like one of my first bigger waves of things, right? These bigger things come, but you have to be working all the time in between, and that you really put it in. Like, you are on a short list of people who I really know and respect who went through it. Like,
right, thanks. So yeah, so with like street performing, it's perfect because you put your hat out. Like, even in like anywhere I went in the world, it's like I just put the hat out, do my thing, do a dance for 5 minutes, and then like after the song, it's like maybe I get $0, maybe I get 1, 2, and then I do it again. And it was like I started learning some of the crafts of street performing, and then like people would see me street performing, and I believe it or not, was seen by a producer when I was street performing. And then they were like, hey, we'd love to use you for something. Give me a call later. So it was like a way of getting my name out there anyway. Like, it was advertising my own brand right there. So